Hey guys, just got back from Resident Evil Afterlife, and it was pretty much what I expected. A big pile of crap. um, it starts off, with the Alice clone army attacking Umbrella headquarters, and I'm not surprised they wanted to axe the whole desert crap from extinction, but there's no mention of any reason why that's not there anymore. I mean, I guess the T-virus stopped before it got to Japan, which is where Umbrella headquarters is, apparently. And all the Alice clones, they have their cheat codes enabled still, so they're fucking using psychic powers. Everything you think of when you play a Resident Evil game, fucking blowing the shit up. And these Alice clones get gunned down, and the other Alice clones don't give a shit, which is quite fucking funny. They just come in and make a snappy remark about it. It's just like, you think it's that easy to kill me or something? After, that one's fucking dead, but I don't give a shit. I'm Alice. I have to go get you, Wesker. Chairman Wesker. Pfft, bullshit. So, Wesker's up there in the top part of the Umbrella headquarters or whatever. Some guy, he says to flood the area with gas, and some guy goes, "Oh no, but our people are still down there." Bang! I'll kill my own guy. That'll show Alice she won't mess with me after that. I always hate those stupid moments. Anyway, basically this whole first scene is just set up to kill all the Alice clones. Perfect setup. We show this big reveal. Oh, she's got an Alice army, but fuck that. We don't want that anymore. Just kill them all in the first act in a big fucking action sequence. And, so then Alice, the real Alice, is hiding in, Wesker's helicopter when he takes off from Umbrella headquarters after it explodes and takes the rest of the clones with it. And they also want to reset her whole psychic power bullshit. So Wesker stabs her in the neck with a her power jar, T-virus, whatever the fuck it is, So it's like, yeah, your powers are gone. No, they're not. Her psychic powers are gone, but she is still the same. I'm Alice. I can do anything. I can kill anyone. I can jump in the fucking sky and kick you in the face. She can still do all of that, but supposedly she doesn't have her fucking powers anymore. It's really hilarious. They are in the helicopter, and it fucking crashes into like a mountain while Wesker's beating the shit out of her. He suddenly realizes, oh yeah, I was kind of flying this helicopter before I ran back here and started beating the shit out of Alice. Ooh, oops. And it holds on this fucking freeze frame. I was cracking up in the theater at this. I know it was a gimmick for the 3D. I didn't watch it in 3D, by the way, so it seemed off. They're just sitting there in freeze motion as the camera goes around. Wesker, oh, and Alice, holy crap. And yeah, of course, they're absolutely fine after that. Alice can't die, and Wesker needs to be the bad guy for this movie, so he can't be dead. So we know this was just basically bullshit. Them just wanting to throw the reset button on the fucking clone army, pretty much. So, after that, we see Alice flying to the Arctic, because that's apparently, where she sent Kmart and Claire. Every time she fucking says Kmart, I just want to burst out laughing. Like, oh no, Kmart! Like, you can't say that line seriously, come on. And she's making vlogs throughout this movie. I was just like, who the fuck is Alice making a vlog for? Claire? I don't know if Claire's alive anymore. Well, if Claire's not alive, then who are you making this vlog for? She does this several times throughout the movie. She even goes to the beach when she gets to the Arctic area and doesn't find anyone. And she sets, like, the camera up on a log and, hey, it's Alice, blah, blah, blah. I haven't found anyone. I don't know what's going on. But shortly after that, she gets attacked by Claire, and they have robotic spiders on them, which are controlling their minds. It's similar to the thing that was on Jill in Resident Evil 5, which, of course, I guess Paul W.S. Anderson saw before he made this movie, because he loves to reference fucking Resident Evil 5 in this movie, despite that not having anything to do with anything in the previous movies. Because, you know, there's Lost Plagas in this movie. No explanation. They're just there. It's like, hey, look at me. Okay. Why are you here? Oh, I don't know. Thought it'd be cool if I just kind of showed up and... I don't know. Anyway, she gets attacked by Claire. She rips the thing off her. Claire has amnesia. And so she ties her up and... because she attacked her first, and they fly off to some random city, I don't even remember where, and they see people looking for help on top of a building, so Alice decides to land the plane on top of the building, and she almost just drives the plane right off the top of the building, but this guy runs up and grabs the plane pretty much, pulls it back up the roof. Yeah, that was another great comedy bit. This movie should have just been marketed as a comedy, really. Anyway, you know, we get a group of survivors, and there's the obvious asshole movie producer there. It's just like, okay, that guy's going to betray them at some point. He's fucking obvious, so, you know, I would just put a bullet in that guy's head. You know what he's going to do at some point. Why would you keep him around? There's no reason at all. Oh yeah, they're with them for a bit, blah, blah, blah. They take them down, and this building is actually a prison. And guess who's locked in the prison still? Chris Redfield, played by Michael Scofield. And you know, they got Wentworth Miller to play a really different part this time, because he's locked in a prison with an escape plan, and he needs their help to break out of the prison. Now, that's completely different than Prison Break, where he was, you know, put in the prison when he wasn't meant to be. He had an escape plan and needed help to break out of the prison. Yeah, glad they really gave him a different role there. Anyway, they have Chris locked up, and they keep him locked up because he says he has an escape plan, so obviously they wouldn't want to let him out. That would be stupid. The reason they give is they say, oh, we don't know. We think he's really a killer. He says he's not. And, you know, all these people who were survivors in the prison besides Chris, you know, they're just pretty much cannon fodder. Alice and this one guy have a really dumb exchange at one point, where you think she's going to get in the shower, and it's just like, hey, I'm going to get in the shower. Okay. I guess I should leave you to it. Yeah, maybe you should. Okay, I will. You do that. Okay, I will. And so she's about to shower, but then she notices some noise, and there's one of the other survivors peeping on her. Like, apparently he didn't see any of the other 3 fucking movies where she showed her tits every fucking second. And it's like, oh, how dare you? And then a Lost Plaga comes in and kills him. It's like, oh, well, I'm glad that character was there. And she says, well, you gotta let Chris out. And they're like, no, we can't let Chris out. Oh, he knows the way out, so this is a terrible plan. Well, they all just kind of agree with Alice when she says, he knows the way out, so let's just let him out. Okay. And he says, yeah, I know where there's some weapons down in the basement. We have to swim, apparently, so I guess they were lucky the weapons weren't in the water getting ruined, but whatever. This one girl says, I'll go with you. I was a really good swimmer. And they swim, they get to the part where the water isn't anymore, and she dies immediately. And do they care? Nope. They get in the weapon room like, sweet, we got a shotgun. And, so, they've now had this alternate plan with Chris of how to get out of here, because the plane Claire and Alice came on can only fit 2 people. But they were going to take this tank, but it doesn't have its engine in it or something like that. And so the producer guy shoots the guy who's going to fix this because he realizes the plan's not going to work. I don't know why he shoots him, because he runs up to take the plane. No one was really going to stop him. I don't even see why that couldn't have been a plan for the 2 people, because they had an alternate plan anyway. They were not going to take the plane. But he just shoots this guy and runs off with the plane and flies off, and that's the end of him for a bit. And there's also like that executioner guy from Resident Evil 5 for no reason in the crowd of zombies, beating on the gate with a hammer into the prison courtyard or whatever it is, which is right where they're trying to escape. Chris is taking them through an underground tunnel. And, he's there. One of the randoms, this actor guy, shoots him in the head a few times. That doesn't do anything. It's like, oh no, he's super powerful. We can't kill him. So the rest of them start down this tunnel way, which is supposed to lead them to the boat, which is really the safe area, apparently. There's this boat transmitting. There's no infection on the boat. So they can all go there. It's all safe. So anyway, the executioner guy eventually gets in the prison. And so Alice fights with him for a bit, but she gets knocked out. Claire, she does this slide with the shotgun, shoots him in the face. He goes down. I was just like, holy shit. Did Claire actually do something? Wow! No, he gets back up and Alice has to shoot him in the head with her shotgun. That kills him. That makes his head explode. It was the money shot. Literally. Because she shoots him with fucking coins. How does that make... I guess they're anti-T-virus coins. Even though he was made by Las Plagas. But that doesn't exist in the movie. So apparently this is a magic fucking thing with the T-virus. I don't fucking know. It's like, oh, whoa. Got my coin gun here. Boom! Money shot. You die. Alice has to save the day again because heaven forbid another character does a damn thing in these movies. And there's also a bit, too, where Alice, swings off a rope and explodes the roof to get to the area after killing the executioner guy. And, she also jump kicks him in the fucking head at one point, too. It's just like, yeah... You don't have your powers anymore at all, do you, Alice? Yeah, So, anyway, after that, it's like, yep, well, let's go through this tunnel. Oh no, actor guy! The tunnel collapses right before he gets out. It's like, okay, he's dead. I don't care. He wasn't very important. Whoop-de fucking do. And, the rest of them get over to the boat. Okay. They find, after Chris... this is something I should have mentioned. When Chris first sees Claire, of course, brother and sister, but Claire still doesn't have all her memory. It's like, Claire, it's me, your brother. I don't remember you. Okay. That's it. They are... Once they get to the boat, they're shooting some zombies and stuff, or plagas, together. But you never get any kind of follow-up to this. It's just like, I'm your brother. I don't remember you. Okay. She starts to remember things later, like when they get to the boat, she goes, oh yeah, I remember. Once we got to the Arctic area, the people who were sending this transmission weren't, survivors. They were Umbrella employees, and they came and put these, controlling glowing red spider bugs on us and shit. So, and that's where all the other survivors from the Arctic area are. They're in the ship in little tubes. And they all have these bugs on them, but they're in some kind of stasis for whatever reason. And they even open up the area to this, and they go, oh, this must have been a trap all along. Well, let's go in then, because we're fucking stupid. What do you think, Chris Schofield? Let's just break into prison again. I have a point in this movie, don't I? It really bugged me. Chris has no point in this movie. Who is Chris in the movie universe? No one. He's just some weird guy who's been locked in this prison, and he has a relation to Claire, and she was known in Extinction, and she's barely someone here. It was just like, oh, well, we get into the tube, they find Kmart. And they keep saying Kmart, and they can't stop laughing at that. So, you know, Chris, Claire, and Alice, you know, they save Kmart, and they go into the room after all the tube people. They say let them out, even though they don't even quite know if Kmart's had got her mind back after they let her out. And it's kind of like, let everyone else out. That might be an extremely bad idea. We don't exactly know what they've done to them in here, but, oh well. She goes into the next room and, surprise, Wesker's there. I thought he died in that helicopter crash. And he's, you know, he said the T-virus saved him. Well, what saved Alice then? She's apparently been cured of her superpowers. She just survived because she's fucking Alice and she's awesome. She can do anything because Paul W.S. Anderson controls this universe. I love my wife. She can do anything. So, yeah, Wesker's there. Like, I have this plan. I have that producer guy on my side, surprise, and he ambushes Alice, makes her drop her guns. So it's just like, the producer guy? Wesker hires the producer guy as a lackey? Ugh. Yeah, he doesn't have his superpowered dogs that are under his control, which he does. He has 2 dogs, but they both turn into Silent Hill 3 enemies. You know, the split dog from Silent Hill 3 splits its head open, you know? That's what the dogs turn into in this movie. And yeah, I know, when I saw the Silent Hill 3 dogs, I thought the Resident Evil dogs, but I mean, the ones in Silent Hill had the split head, and then they just do that. They're apparently Plaga dogs or something like that, but it's an enemy from Silent Hill! Why is that in this movie? Just, He could have had a tyrant or something. I don't know. It's just stupid. Wesker says he had to consume people or something. He has Plaga things in his mouth too. He can shoot them out when he wants. And he says the virus is basically trying to take over his body, but he thinks if he eats Alice, because she was able to bond with the T-virus before and give herself superpowers, if he eats her, he'll be you know, good again. Everything will be great. So that's the plan now. But, you know, Alice just beats up producer guy, even though he has a gun on her. She just, like, kicks a table, flicks the gun in his hand, like, yeah, you should have died at the start of this movie, really, producer idiot. They shoot up Wesker, and, it's like, oh no, I think he's gonna be dead now. Oh no, Wesker's still alive, of course. And you get this little moment. Actually, almost forgot. Chris and Claire shoot the hell out of Wesker at one point. He knocks them into another area where there's tubes. They get locked in the tubes. They get brought down, and after a point where they think Wesker's dead, there's this little control panel, which they had used before to see, like, the face of who's in the tubes and stuff. She looks on the screen, Alice, she looks on the screen and sees Claire and Chris logged into the system, despite the fact Wesker had knocked them in there maybe 2 minutes ago. They have portraits. It's just, what? When did it... They could have maybe took the pictures in the tubes, but they're kind of like normal pictures. I think they'd be more like... if they had just taken their pictures while they're getting lowered in these tube things. But, you know, it's inconsequential. She lets them out pretty much right after that. They, like, leave the room, producer guys yelling, like, oh, you'll pay for this. Wesker's still alive, and he eats him, supposedly. He flies off in his little helicopter, and Chris and Claire try to shoot at him because they're the brother and sister team that don't say any more words to each other. Now, Claire apparently remembers him. Oh, good thing we had Chris here so he could reenact Prison Break. Anyway, Alice comes out and she's like, oh, I have a surprise. Boom, Wesker blows up. It's like, yay, we saved the day. But then, oh no, a bunch of Umbrella helicopters come, setting up for the sequel, which apparently won't be made because I guess the Resident Evil franchise is getting rebooted. And you know what it's getting rebooted with? This is the clip I read on this fucking reboot. A special ops team fights off a supercomputer which has gone out of control. Oh, and there's a lab accident where people turn into zombies. That sounds exactly the same thing as the first Resident Evil movie. We don't need a remake of it. If you're rebooting the series, reboot it! Ugh. And after the credits roll for a little bit, actually one of my friends with me there mentions, like, he had told me Jill was supposed to be in this movie, and her name appeared in the credits, and he's like, he had left for a moment, he's like, did Jill appear while I was gone? I was like, no. And so it appears back, we get the blonde Jill from Resident Evil 5, which I didn't like. Wesker does experiments on Jill, makes her his super soldier, and also dyes her hair. Okay, kind of strange. But yeah, we get the blonde Jill from Resident Evil 5. It's the same actress, Serena Gilroy. And, you know, it's just like, yeah, she's leading this Umbrella Special Ops to go attack them on the boat for some reason. I don't even know what Umbrella's goal is in this anymore. I can't believe they bothered with that. It's such a pointless scene. They got the same actress for Jill to come in, do the scene where she's standing on a helicopter saying, yeah, we're going to get them. And she's got, you know, this mind-controlling spider on her. That's why. It's pretty much the same thing from Resident Evil 5. It's just like, we've already seen these things just pulled off everyone. Like, that's really dramatic or anything. Be like, oh, hey, Jill. Shh. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I had a mind-controlling spider thing on me. Yeah, we know. It's been a plot point through this whole movie. Oh, okay. I thought the world was a desert now. We didn't like that, so we forgot about that point, so don't bring that up again. I mean, a virus evaporating oceans, that's just kind of stupid, Jill. And, yeah, Alice doesn't have superpowers anymore. That was kind of stupid. Forget it. Forget it all. It's gone, okay? I just love that. And this movie, ugh. Alice having her powers stripped, and then she does more outlandish things than she probably did in the other two movies, besides her psychic mind powers. She fucking, you know, jumps off buildings and explodes them. Actually, what I liked too was when she jumps off the building and with her little rope, she explodes the area where her rope's attached. I would really like to just see, you know, the end of the rope blown off and just fall to her death. Oops. Guess I shouldn't blow up the area I'm jumping from. So yeah, Resident Evil Afterlife. Excellent movie. I highly recommend it. It's turned me around on the Resident Evil movie franchise. Paul W.S. Anderson is awesome. You should go see this if you want to laugh at the ridiculous plot points. Oh, but at the start, I almost start to feel that they really got Resident Evil because people were walking around with umbrellas. And there's a zombie girl waiting in the middle. And she's just waiting for this one certain guy who will look at her wrong. And she gets him. She's a crafty zombie. She knew she didn't want that one certain guy. She's dead. And that's the way I'm going to end this. Talking about the beginning at the end. Jump cut! I forgot to tell you an important detail! The actor-athlete guy survives in the end, actually. When he dies, he gets locked in that tunnel. He apparently had infinite ammo in that tunnel, and he's killed all the zombies and survives to the end. He comes out another end of the tunnel and looks out at the boat. It's like, oh, yeah, they're on a boat, cool. So it's pretty much like, oh, okay, he's dead. Oh, okay, he's still alive. I didn't care. But I'll sum this up a little bit. This movie is not Resident Evil, but this movie series lost that a long time ago, so I didn't expect it. It's just, another Alice Saves the Day story with some Resident Evil characters thrown in haphazardly when they shouldn't be. Chris shouldn't be there. Claire shouldn't be there. And Las Plagas really shouldn't be there because they have not introduced why the hell they would be there. This movie just doesn't know what it's doing. And it sequel baits so hard at the end with the damn Jill, I'm coming to get them, and oh look, they're surrounded by umbrella helicopters, holy shit. And the movie series is apparently getting rebooted, so we won't get a resolution to that. But, are we really worried about that? Probably not. So, yeah. Fuck the Resident Evil movies. Goodbye. You're almost an Alice sandwich. Yeah? Yeah.